Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be replacing a Wi-Fi card on an HP Envy M6-P113DX, and this is a 15.6 inch laptop, and pretty nice laptop, pretty nice featured, but unfortunately HP sent it with a less than stellar speed Wi-Fi card. It comes with an 802-11N Bluetooth 4.0 Broadcom card, and it's okay, but it's not really fast enough for my network. I want a AC card, and I would like a little better performance than this card gives me. And I also like Intel Wi-Fi cards, not other brands, as they're more compatible with everything, including Linux. So I'll test it in Windows 10, which is where I'm installing it, and I will also test it in Linux for, just for kicks. But here's the actual card that I'm going to be using. So it is the Intel dual band wireless AC 7265. As you can see, ultra Wi-Fi, ultra features, ultra connected experience. It is a dual band 2x2 Wi-Fi Bluetooth 4.0. So it promises up to 867 megabytes per second, which is it's more than double what the current card I have in this laptop is. And it should improve compatibility, as it is an Intel card. Hopefully it will work better with Linux than it did with the Broadcom card that came with this laptop. I know for most people that's not a big issue, but for me it is. Now the other thing you need to know is that it is the M2 form factor, and basically it's a much smaller card than your regular M cards that come with laptops. But regardless, I make sure that your laptop is compatible with whatever Wi-Fi card you're buying. I know, and hopefully will prove that this one is compatible with this laptop. I will be installing it and testing it in this HP. So I bought it from Amazon for $22.20. The price will vary with time, of course, and awesome deal. I'm going to put the link to this card in the video description for easier access for anybody who wants to buy it for this same laptop, or for any laptop for that case. Understand this is a very small card, and it requires some fine work to get the connectors to be put on, but I'll show you how to do all that. I'll show you how to take apart the laptop to put this card into the laptop. Here's the back end of the card. Again, I'll put the link to this in the video description. So let's take this laptop apart and put this card in. Before you go ahead and remove your current network card, or start working on this, get the drivers for the new Wi-Fi card you're going to put in, because there's no guarantee that Windows will just plug and play with it. It may require a driver to work. So let's go get the driver. Open up your favorite browser, do a Google search for Intel 7265 driver, and you'll see the first link that comes up is the download center from Intel. So you want to get it from them. So we're going to click on that, and as you can see, it says Intel dual band wireless 7265, which is what we have. I'm going to refine this search by choosing that I want the drivers, and that I want them for Windows 10. Now, if you have a different operating system, then choose your operating system accordingly. I'm using Windows 10 64-bit, so I'm going to choose that, and there's my driver. So I'm going to go and get that and download it, and there it is right here. Click on that to download it, accept the licensing agreement, and save the file. Now save it wherever you'd like. I have a special place where I'm going to put it. It's under my downloads, Intel Wi-Fi driver there. That's my folder for it. I'm putting it in there. So once you have the drivers, you're ready to go. Now shut down your laptop, close it up, and go to the next step, which is removing the back cover and replacing the card. Here are the tools I'm going to use to remove the back cover. I got a Phillips number 1 or Phillips 1 bit. This is a precision screwdriver, and a guitar pick to separate the case from the bottom of the case from the top half. There's a total of 6, 8, 12 screws to take out. And a key thing to note is that all the screws are the same size except for the 4 front ones here. These 4 front ones are short screws. The rest are all a long screw. So just keep that in mind, and you know, make sure you put the short screws back into the right spaces here, because if you put the long screws in here, you'll damage the case. So let's take them all out. All right, I've got the screws all out of the back of the case. Now, one thing I need to caution everybody about here is that once you take all the screws out of the back, you've actually weakened the integrity of the shell, and the hinges are actually secured by these 2 screws here. So once you've taken those 2 screws out, avoid opening the case at all, because you'll put an unnecessary amount of strain on these hinges, and then you might actually break them when the screws are taken out. So real cautionary, once you get the screws out, leave the shell closed. Next, I'm going to use my guitar pick here to disassemble the case, and I'm going to just start here and work my way around. Don't poke the guitar pick in too far. It doesn't need to go very far at all. About a 1/4 inch or so will do. And if you don't have a guitar pick, I don't know, use something else that's plastic and thin. I don't recommend using anything that's made out of metal, because the circuitry is really close to the edge, and you might short something or scratch something if you use a piece of metal. So I'm just going to use this, and it's a safe bet to get it all off. So I'm just going to slide it in like that, in between the the shell and the top, and then work my way around. There we go. And that separates the top from the bottom. A little bit of a, there we go, give it a bit of a jiggle here to get it out, get the back part off. And there we go, there's the bottom half off the bottom of the laptop. Here's the laptop with the back cover removed, and I'm going to zoom in into the actual Wi-Fi card, which is right here. As you can see, it's a very tiny card. Let me give you a comparison. Here's the size of the guitar pick. So it is quite tiny. What we're going to need to do is remove these 2 little antenna connectors here, and note that they are numbered and color coded, and the top one is white, and the bottom one top one is white, and it says 1, and the bottom says 2 and is black. And there's 1 screw securing the card, but first we're going to remove these little connectors, and I'm just going to do that by putting my guitar pick underneath and lifting them up a little bit, just like that. And it shouldn't take too much pressure to do that. And you know, it's an equal amount of pressure it should take you to put them back on. So let's pop that out with the second one out. There we go. So there's the 2 connectors removed from the original card. Then we're going to remove the card by removing this little screw right here. So there we go. And yes, my screwdriver is magnetized, which makes this job a little easier. There's the screw. It's very tiny. Put it aside. You're going to need it to put the new card back in. And so the card then, once the screw is lifted off, it lifts up. And then once it's lifted, you just pull it off. And putting the new card in is the exact reverse procedure. You put the card back in at an angle. It actually just rests at the correct angle. So make sure that you've got it pushed in all the way into the socket, and then move the wires a little bit out of the way there and push it down. And then we're going to put the screw back in while holding the card down. So, oops. There we go. Like I said, these are very tiny screws and very tiny devices. So there's my screw going back in. Careful with the wires and connectors all the way around here. They are quite delicate, like the hard drive cable here and this connector. So next is you need to put these actual cables or connectors back onto this card. And here you'll see that Intel actually labeled one as auxiliary, I believe, and the other one as main. Let me check. Yeah. So the white one is auxiliary and the black one is main. And I'm just going to go with the colors they're giving them. Number one being the white, so the white cable here going onto the white arrow, and the black cable here going onto the black arrow connector, so the corresponding connector on there. So in putting these connectors on, you have to be precisely in the center of the actual plug or connector, and then you need to put a little bit of pressure on the top to make them click down into that connector. Don't force these. These do not take a lot of pressure and a lot of force to go in there. When you took them off, you felt how much pressure you actually needed to do to put it back in. Now, if you're a little nervous or you have a bit of difficulty getting those connectors back on there, you can actually, what you should do is actually practice on the old card, connecting to those connectors so that you don't damage anything on the new card. But again, don't go hard on those connectors because you don't want to damage the connectors or the card. So I'm going to put those in now. And if you can't see all that, something in that detail or that small, maybe a magnifying glass might be in order. All right, I'm looking right down on those connectors right now, probably one of the closest camera angles I've ever done. You can see the circular connector and the cable that corresponds to it. And you see auxiliary and main, and one is white and one is black. So I'm going with the white cable to the white arrow and the black cable or black labeled cable to the black arrow. So bear with me here. Alignment is key in getting these to go in. Do not force them. If they don't go in fairly easy, then you don't have the right angle. So I'm just going to bend it a little bit, see if I can get it nice and flat and on the connector. Bear with me if this is shaking a bit, but there we go on top. And you can just hear it click a little bit when it goes in. So, or feel it anyway. So next I'm going to do, I got the white one in there right there. And what I do is I line it and then press down with my screwdriver, and that basically at that point it's connected. And again, it's a bit of a trick. It will take you a few tries first time you try it. I've got a bit of practice doing this right here. And like I said, and you can practice on the old card if you wish to, get handy at it. Personally, I just going to practice on this one, but like I said, do not force them. If they're not going on fairly easy, your angle is off or you're not on them correctly. There we go. Nope, thought I was. There we go. And if you want to verify whether you have it or not, you can just move them a little bit in left to right and they should stay on. There we go, and there we go. So I'm pressing down on them and they're connected. So I'm not going to do too much more with that. I know they're on there and I know they've clicked in. So next we're going to put the back cover back on. We got the card installed correctly here, and as you can see. And next we just got to put the back shell back on. So basically fit it over the case, and it does snap in. So let's push it down and snap it in all the way around. Like so. Working well. And next we're going to put the 12 screws back in, remembering that the short ones go along the front edge here and the long ones go everywhere else. So I'm going to do the short ones first. Doesn't really matter what order you use them in. I like to put them in loosely first and then tighten them all up afterwards, just to make sure I got the alignment correct. They're all 12 screws screwed in. Don't go super tight on them. You don't need to. Just snug is good. And next we're going to power it up and install the drivers for the Wi-Fi card. Here we are booted back up into Windows, and as I said, there's no guarantee that Windows 10 is just going to plug and play with this Wi-Fi card, and obviously here it is not, as I don't have a connected or a Wi-Fi symbol in my network corner over here. Now let's go check and see my network sharing center here. See, we've got change adapter settings there. Yeah, and there's no network card shown here, so we have an issue there with the driver. And since we previously downloaded the driver, let's go to our downloads directory and get the driver installed. Intel Wi-Fi driver, there it is. Double click it. Okay, I'm going to say run anyway. And then click on yes here. And just go through the prompts here. Next. And that's what we want. We want the Intel wireless Bluetooth on our computer, so I'm going to hit next. Accept the agreement. Next. I'm going to go with custom here, just to see what's going on. Okay, we'll go with it. Let's go back. I'm going to go back. I like the complete. All programs and features will be installed. So I'm going to go with complete and click install. All right, we're going to click finish here. All right, I'm going to reboot and see if it actually finds it after installing the drivers. All right, so we rebooted after installing the drivers, and now I have a Wi-Fi icon here at the bottom. I'm going to click on that, and it populates the available networks. And nice thing for me is that it sees my primary router's second channel. Now, my second channel is the 5 gigahertz AC, basically, channel on my router, and my previous LAN card or the Broadcom Wi-Fi card that was in this thing was not seeing the second channel because it was a 2.5 gigahertz only Wi-Fi card. So at this point, ready to go. I'm going to connect to this and then get back to you to show you what kind of connection speed I have on it. Beautiful. I've connected to it, no problem. Let's go check the properties on this to make sure. Well, let's just see the status of it. So in order to check and see how fast you're connected here, this is how I do it. I click on the network icon down here, right click on it, choose open network and sharing center, and then I go to change adapter settings, and there's my Wi-Fi second channel, and we go to status. And in status you'll see I have 866 megabytes per second. Beautiful. All I was getting on my old Broadcom card, Wi-Fi card, was maximum 300. I don't think I saw 300 once, but now I'm seeing 866 megabytes per second. So I know my Wi-Fi card is working perfectly. So at this point, we know that the drivers are installed correctly, and we know that it's working right. So that concludes my installing a Wi-Fi card in your HP Envy, and installing the drivers as well. So enjoy. That's it for my video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video and it helped you out in some way, do me a favor, click on the like button right down here. And if you wish to subscribe to my channel, just click on this link up here. And that should subscribe you to the Richard Lloyd channel, or Richard Lloyd USA channel. Okay, again, thank you very much for your time and watching.